Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, the 28th of November, 2022, and welcome to Hindsight, where we learn to be a better trader. We're going to take a look at three stocks today. We've got two micro caps and a large cap. We're going to start off with M24, which is at 16.5 cents on open and pushed to 20.5 and eventually sold down to 12.5. It has about 60 million shares on issue, roughly. I think that's the free float, not including full dilution. And we'll close at about 7.5 mil market cap at 12.5. We're going to take a look at the 1 minute chart first before we dive into the fundamentals of this stock and explain how we traded it and why we traded it. So there was this level here that was forming in the morning. This opened late, so you can see here at 10:45 is the timing. So it was a late morning news of an acquisition of some rare earth land, basically, or tenement, if you will. There was a bit of consolidation here between 16 and 17, and I got in once this 17 broke through to the upside, so good volume pop. Started scaling in, and unfortunately didn't get my target of 19.5. Didn't anticipate it to come back down, but that also probably should have been an add-on point. Probably take on a little bit more risk next time, and maybe just do like half size and half size, so half at 17, half at 16, and then take it to the upside. Now there is a very specific reason why I took this trade, and we'll go through the fundamentals. This is something of a layered trade, so we'll go through sort of the hierarchy of why it moved and how it moved. But ultimately it did do a nice push, and didn't expect to do a second one, but it's a nice move nonetheless. So we're going to look through the announcement. We have a extremely high clay trio drill sample of 46,000 parts per million. If you guys have been paying attention to my content, you'd know that anywhere from 1500 ppm to 2000 ppm, it starts getting attention for trio grades around the 10 to 15 mil market cap level. So what we're having is something substantially higher. Now, this by itself is my justification for this rallying to the upside, and given the market cap is only 12 mil around this level, I think it was pretty reasonable to hit that. Now you might be wondering, wow, those grades are pretty fucking phenomenal, why would you only be targeting this sort of 10 to 13 mil market cap range? Well, the answer is that this is only a 1 meter hit, and that's something I think a lot of people didn't realize. They sort of see this, and I don't know if they get lazy or if they just don't know how to interpret the news. But if you scroll down, you'll see that the samples are 1 meter. So here it is. Note these individual samples and clay above and below these samples have not been analyzed. And I'm not sure why they didn't analyze above and below 12 to 13 meters. So I don't know why they didn't do 0 to 12 or 13 to 30. But they just didn't, so it's a 1 meter sample. You can see right here, this is the high grade hit, and it's a 1 meter hit. And of course we have a nice big chunk of NdPr, which I was talking about in my last video. That's neodymium and praseodymium. So that is a 1 meter hit. And if you've watched some of my old content, you'd know I have a saying, and the saying is 1 meter is fucking garbage. I don't care what you have in that 1 meter hit. It's fucking garbage. And when I say garbage, I'm talking about actual value. There is no value in 1 meter hits. Never has been, never will be. Unless that drilling leads to something in the future, and then you end up having multiple hits, more than 1 meter. It's okay to have a meter of something that may give an indication to mineralization elsewhere. But on the day of news, it's just gonna fucking melt. It's just 1 meter. It's like, it's nice that there may be something there, but that's pure speculation. 1 meter of anything's no good. That's my opinion, and that's the market's opinion. The market always sells off on 1 meter hits. If it gaps up, it sells off. Almost guaranteed. So, this trade here, this pop, is on the back of this information. Because people see that it's drilling and they see the grades, but where else on this document can you see that it's only a 1 meter hit? It's very, very well disguised. And that in itself helps this momentum. It helps. It really does. Because people don't know how to read a basic fucking news announcement. Right? There's a big skill gap in people that can read the front page, the people that can read dot points, and then there's a next level where people actually understand what they're reading. Right? There's a skill gap there. And that's what this is. People who are buying, getting excited about the grades, don't understand shit about the announcement. And I had about 5 people tell me that this is a fucking monster. And it's not. I told all of them, this ain't going nowhere. This ain't going nowhere. Once it's popped, she's going to drop. And that's the difference. Next is ODY. And this one also requires a bit of background. Because if we look at the news announcement, and don't ask why I use hot copper, I'm just so used to it. But I just like their layout. I find it really convenient. We got ODY hitting 43 meters at 8.3. Boom, that's beautiful. 41 meters, that's nice and shallow. And you've got a 12 meter hit at 27.5 grams. That is absolutely fucking gorgeous. What's not gorgeous is this news announcement of 65 million shares at 3 cents. Ta-da! We have momentum killing, basically, all right? And this news announcement was this morning as well. So you got a cap raise, and then you got the announcement. So when a stock gaps up to 5.4 cents, guess what happens? Guess what happens if I'm a shareholder? I'm selling the fucking thing at 5.4. I'm getting the fuck back in at 3 cents. What fucking idiot thinks this is going to go up? Just bleh. On a cap raise with 65 million shares coming. Not a fucking chance. So I think a lot of people may have just missed that announcement, but if anyone read that announcement with the 3 cent cap raise, there's just no way I'm buying this stock if I know it's got a 3 cent cap raise. There's just no way. 65 million shares? No. No. So it gaps up from what? 26 million to 37 million. So that's a nice gap up on a cap raise as well. And arguably, if that cap raise wasn't there, this probably pushes another 10 mil market cap, which is what, another, I don't know, 1.2 cents roughly. So it gets close to 7, perhaps, maybe 6.5. I think that's reasonable on this, particularly on this gold here. That's beautiful. But you're getting stifled price action. Absolutely stifled price action because there's a 3 cent cap raise, which is pretty much half, not quite half the share price. So that's going to be a problem. Does it move later on? Maybe it churns through the sellers first and then it pops because I still think there's value there. It's just really unfortunate that on news day it has the cap raise. That just sucks, man. Like, it just ruins price action. It is what it is, and it's something to be wary about. So that's one thing that I'm starting to be more cognizant of is there more news in the morning than just this one announcement? And has there been recent cap raises? That's something I'm starting to pay a bit more attention to. I'm lucky someone in Discord's been calling out the cap raises. I've been a little bit lazy, but it's good that that's been looked at. The next trade is WHC on the daily. There was a sort of a nice sharp pullback, and we can see sort of a break of trend, a pullback and breakout. So, the last couple of days, trading days, a bit rough as it dips below support, but ultimately it's today that is what matters. This one I missed out entirely on, but I can't help but look at the chart and think of how absolutely beautiful this is. This is textbook stuff. Right, we look at the last few days on the 1 minute chart. We see there's clearly a level here at 9.15. So it opens up above the 9.15, and where does it go when it gaps up? Straight to previous close. Boop. Nice move. Bounce. What do we have here? We have the opening range. Breaks above the opening range. That's clearly a buy once that happens. And then you just got momentum. And where's the pullback to, guys? VWAP. It's as clean as it gets. And then you see where does it get to, guys? It starts grinding up, up, up. What happens when it hits this point in time? Yeah, it's going to do a little bit of a pullback, but the idea is to get cracking right at the breakout of the next range break, basically. So really just a really nice fucking chart. Really nice chart. And then it sort of, you know, does another peak here, another level. And where's the stop? Probably as it breaks below the high. So it'll be around this level. Or catch the retest if you're late, because as we all know, levels are usually retested. But really, this would probably be the signal to get the fuck out. There's a really good trading opportunity on this one today. I did miss it, and that's really unfortunate. But you know, this is hindsight trading as well. Could have been done better. So that's a really nice chart. It's really unfortunate I wasn't paying attention to it today. I sort of didn't get much out today, but I thought these were all sort of charts and news announcements that were worth looking at for hopefully improving your guys' trading in the future for microcaps. Otherwise, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.